white rage, and white fragility, white supremacy. Alright, all three things. What I'm going to talk about is white supremacy and white supremacists. The misconception that only white people are white supremacists. See, white supremacists can come in many different shades. Simply, you just have to uphold the ideologies and practices of white supremacy to be a white supremacist. Most people are white supremacists by default. When this is explained to these people, they'll deny it, because white supremacy is so deeply embedded into their thought process and to their everyday doings that it becomes just a natural function. The unfortunate truth about white supremacy and white supremacists, ultimately, it all comes crashing to an end once enough members of society wake up and realize what they've been practicing and doing. Sad part is when you get people that knowingly, non-white, uphold white supremacy for kudos points for the white establishment of white supremacy, when full well we all know that white supremacists, really, when it boils down to it, are only out for themselves. So you could be a black white supremacist, brown white supremacist, yellow white supremacist. When it boils down to the true white supremacist, Caucasian white supremacist, feels that they are losing ground, then you're all fair game. This justice system in this nation is fucked up, and this ain't nothing new. It's always been this way. The premises that it was founded on: inequality, injustice, and white supremacy, racism. This is all the roots of this nation that we call America. Sad truth is, people believe that, somehow we will end racism and white supremacy in a place like America. And what I say to that is, on a cold day in hell. See, because typically the Caucasian white supremacist sits within a survival mode. White people are in a survival mode. So it's kind of foolish when non-white people, expect white people to truly reach out and help, when if you study the essence of white culture and white people, you'll know that they're in a struggle survival mode. Now, it appears as if they have it all, but in reality, all you have to do is just look at what the Richard Spencers and the David Dukes, the Bill O'Reillys, the Sean Hannitys, all the figurehead white supremacists are saying. What you hear is a bunch of white whining about what they think it should be like, or what it's supposed to be like. But as the multitudes of non-whites continue to repopulate the earth and numbers grow, and the constant decline of Caucasian genetic material on earth continues to diminish, we're going to get even deeper and harder into the realms of white supremacy. People sit back and they have a hard time understanding how a white person could go out and kill a non-white person, an unarmed or an innocent non-white person, and get away with it. Well, when you're genetically surviving, when you're not reproducing, it doesn't matter if it's the worst of your people. See, because there's a chance that that bad person or criminal, whoever it is, can reproduce more whiteness. Now, the white supremacists and black and brown face that will deny this shit, they play a peculiar role in this. See, because they place material value and wealth over the well-being of humanity as a whole, and typically will fall in line with any supremacist who is holding power, whether it be through justified means or unjustified means. So it's a little bit of food for thought when you sit back and you look at the multitudes of Asians and Latinos that will fall in line with white supremacy, blacks that fall in line with white supremacy. But it's kind of an oxymoron when blacks fall in line with white supremacy, when each other perspective, so-called non-black racial group, will look at their similarities and almost without uncertainty, I said that right, but will almost always team up together and look at the black white supremacist and or black person as, the issue to be had. Black men and women are like the biggest victims of the American justice system, judicial system, bullshit system, white supremacy system. We spend a lot of time talking about shit like racism and shit like that, and then the same token expect the same racists to turn around and have empathy for our position, not realizing that our position, as opposed to many others, is envied based off of your genetic material on Earth. The resources that are under your feet on Earth, maybe not so much in America, but on the continent of Africa. The breadbasket of the world, that is to be sought out by all other nations at the very present that you listen to this. They are there. They have depleted most of what they will call resources in their homelands, and they're hungry. And your shit is fat. But anyway, so white supremacy and racism, I'm tired of talking about it per se. I'm just putting my 2 cents in there. I think it's time for action. This ain't a call out to, for black folks to go out and act out towards non-blacks, but this is a call for black folks to wake up and to realize. And even if so, if you are in an interracial relationship or not, it doesn't matter. You're still a black person. If your interracial mate understands your perspective, then more power to you. You are lucky. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. It's your boy.